Hey, y'alls, it's me again, Dr. Edwards, and I thought I'd put together a couple of quick little videos about your assignments this week. You got some hefty ones, and I want to try to help you all out as much as possible, help orient you and make sure we're all on the same page about what's expected. So let's look at this first one. Your final project, part one, submission, cultural ethics analysis report. Now this is really an extension of your part. What are they called? Part one, part two. Oh no, milestone one, milestone two. Excuse me. Sorry, the names sometimes get a little muddled in my head. So what you want to start with is making sure you've read over all of my feedback. All right, because the first thing that you're going to want to do for this is to put together an analysis or an analyzed claim for each of the five invested parties. Okay. So on your module, your milestone one and your milestone two, I gave you very direct feedback. I also, both in the embedded rubric and on your actual documents. And so you want to pull together all, for this first part, this analyzed claim for each, you want to pull together all the information that you have for each of your parties. Okay, and you want to, for each one, be able to clearly identify what they would want to be involved with in the archaeological discoveries. All right, so why each of the five invested parties would want to be involved in the archaeological discoveries. That's what the prompt says. Then you're going to take your claims and you're going to discuss how each of the invested parties may negatively or positively affect the archaeological discoveries. Okay, so and you want to use the research that you did. That's what you want to base your positions on. All right, not your own views, right? But what the material that you dug up, what does it suggest, right? What resources they're going to be interested in and why, right? And what they may be, if they're going to be positive, if they're going to positively or negatively affect the cultural resources, right? The historic homestead, possible slave site, and Indian burial sites. You know, so yeah, that should be pretty clear. Then you're gonna empathize, right? You're going to with one of the living cultural groups of your invested parties, right? So that's any one of your invested parties. You're gonna explore and determine how they might be able to reach a final resolution, all right? This isn't trying to be super objective, but you want to think from their position, from their relative position, right? So Native Americans, local groups or national groups, will have a vested interest in those burial sites, right? Why, right? And what can that group do to help kind of resolve any issues surrounding those cultural resources, right? There may be existing bodies of law like NAGPRA or Sacred Sites Act, things like that. National Register of Historic Places or Properties, sorry. Yeah, then you have a template to use here, and the template's really just to kind of like gather all your information, okay? And I'll bring this guy up here and switch on over to this view. And this isn't what you're going to be turning in, okay? This is really for your use, okay? These have kind of basic questions that you should have the information for in the work that you've done so far in your milestone one and milestone two. So this is where you're going to kind of compile all that, right? But that's not the finished product for, oh, why, getting messages from my wife. Anyway, excuse that. Bring this back. There we go. These questions are really to help you further explore the material that you've collected for your various 5 parties. Now, the kicker is, if you look down at the bottom, it says next, dun dun dun. Using the answers you provided above, transfer your work to the final portion of your submission for part 1 of the final project. Oof, God, the wording on these things can be so harsh. What that means is you're going to want to take this, right, and you're going to want to create another document, right? Not use this. This is just to help organize yourself, right? Gather all the information that you have. You're then going to create another document, right? And this is what you're going to actually submit. And this second document, should we call it the actual submission? Let me close this. You're going to be using, hold on here, need to switch screens, or hold on here. I have it hidden right there. There they are. Bring this on up. Now, this is the overall Final Project 1 guidelines and rubric, okay? So you've read all this before, right? This kind of outlines milestone 1, milestone 2. This gives you your kind of the prompt, the scenario. And so, but for this submission, okay, you want to look down here, Final Project Part 1 submission, Cultural Ethics Analysis Report, all right? So this is explaining that you use the conference outline template to gather your information, but you're really creating a second document that you're going to submit that addresses, drum roll, these specific critical elements, right? That you have a brief statement for each of your parties, that determine which parties would be invested in which site and how this could affect the final resolution in the press conference. Press conference, you can read more about that. Where'd it go? There it is. For the final submission for week 8. But this is kind of a runner-up to that. All right. I stress, right, make sure you are going through and addressing each of these critical elements, right, in your Final Project Part 1 submission, right, the ethical analysis. Yeah, make sure that you cite any and all your resources in APA-style format, right? Make sure you proof your work, right? While this is an outline, all right, you want it to be more on the finished side of things, right? That way I can give you all the more directed feedback, right? The more that you put into it, the more that I can offer you back, right? It's kind of how it works. So yeah, make sure you address each of these critical aspects in it. You could, I wish I haven't had time to develop a template for this one yet. You do have the press conference template, which will help you gather together your material. Yeah, I wish I could ask if you have any questions, but if you do, don't you hesitate to email me, call me, text me, whatever you need, and I will answer them as best as I can. All right? Again, don't let this overwhelm you, okay? I suggest looking at it early on in the week, right? Start getting your thoughts down. It's due Sunday, so make sure you give yourself some time, all right? And it's critical this week because you have another hefty assignment to do as well. And I'm about to make another video for that. So, yeah, I'll see you in that video. Bye.